Hi everybody, welcome to Goodwood Museum and Gardens. I am Linda Schuyler Ford, your storyteller, and I am in front of one of the magnificent oak trees that just grow and spread and swoop and rise up to the sun again. This is a great place to come walk, enjoy the gardens, the trees, the beautiful buildings. I believe Tallahassee is distinguished as a place where art meets history, meets nature. And I think Goodwood Museum and Gardens is the base of Tallahassee's intersection of those three great things. I'm going to share a traditional American folktale with you today. And then we're going to start over the next few months doing a series of folktales from around the world. This one is made famous by the folk singer and storyteller Pete Seeger, and it's called The Foolish Frog. One day, a farmer was plucking on his guitar as he walked into town to go to the general store. He was just picking out a melody, and it went kind of la la da 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 da, and it gave him a bounce in his step as he walked along. And then he came to a bridge, and he stopped for a minute and stood on this little wooden bridge and looked out into a creek. And he spied a frog sitting on a lily pad. Well, that frog was looking at the farmer as much as the farmer was looking at the frog, and the frog kind of puffed up with pride and said, "Oh, that farmer's looking at me. I'm going to show him how great an athlete I am. I am going to impress that farmer. So I'm going to jump from my spot on this lily pad all the way to the bank of the creek." And he hunkered down. You ready? Do it with me. He hunkered down. And he got his legs ready, and he counted 1, 2, 3, and he jumped. And he missed the bank and splashed right in the middle of the water. Well, the farmer laughed, which kind of hurt the frog's feelings. And the farmer turned and continued on his walk, and he kept playing his guitar and thinking about that frog, and pretty soon the music and the thoughts came together, and that farmer ended up writing a song about the frog. So as he walked, he sang, "Way down south in the Yankety-Yank, a bullfrog jumped from bank to bank just because he'd nothing better for to do. Stubbed his toe and he fell into the water. You could hear him holler for 1.25 miles just because he'd nothing better for to do." Well, he got into the general store, and it was crowded with people, and he said, "Hey, everybody, I just wrote a song. Y'all gather around and listen." And the next thing you know, all of the farmers who were in the general store gathered round the pickle barrel, and they're singing, "Way down south in the Yankety-Yank, a bullfrog jumped from bank to bank," and they're eating free soda crackers and drinking free strawberry pop and stomping on the floor. Well, that was all well and good, but back at the house, all of the mamas had made supper, and it was ready to be eaten. Children had washed their hands and were sitting there at the table, and they're waiting, but there's no fathers. So the mamas picked up their frying pans and marched into town to the general store saying, "This has gone far enough." But the next thing you know, all of the mamas are crowded into the general store. They've joined the fathers, and they're singing, "Way down south in the Yankety-Yank, a bullfrog jumped from bank to bank just because he'd nothing better for to do." And all the mamas are drinking free, eating free soda crackers and drinking free strawberry pop and stomping on the floor. Those poor kids, all at home by themselves. And they waited for a while. They were pretty patient. But don't you know, eventually all the children and all the farmhouses in all the county went converging on that general store. And the next thing you know, all those kids are singing, way down south in the Yankety-Yank, a bullfrog jump from bank to bank, and they're eating free soda crackers and drinking free strawberry pop and stomping on the floor. Well, now, with all the people crowded into the store, man, woman, and child, how do you think the cows felt? There are the cows out in the barn waiting to be milked, as the grown-up humans are supposed to do. But no, nobody came. The cows started talking among each other, and the next thing you know, all the cows are making their way across the meadow and into town, where they crowded into the general store. Well, they saw what was going on, and the next thing you know, all the cows are singing moo 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 moo, and they're eating free soda crackers and drinking free strawberry pop and stomping on the floor. It was a regular party. It was a regular party for everybody but the pigs. And the pigs are very social animals. They need to be around people and have conversation and delightful things to do. So the pigs, they made it into town. And the general store was starting to swell. The walls were bowing out. The pigs made their way in. And the next thing you know, the pigs are singing oink, 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 oink. And they're eating free soda crackers and drinking strawberry pop and stomping on the floor. It was a good time. But the chickens were all alone on the farm, and they started feeling really lonesome and left out and overlooked. That's a bad feeling. So the chickens scratched their way across the countryside and into the general store. It was very crowded there. It was very crowded. But the chickens, the next thing you know, they are singing cluck, 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 cluck. Cluck, 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 cluck. And they're eating free soda crackers and drinking free strawberry pop and stomping on the floor. It was madness. The walls of the general store were bowed out, moving in and out with all the voices. And about that time, who came hopping down the road but that foolish frog? The frog heard the music, the cacophony. Look that one up. The cacophony coming out of the general store, and he stopped and listened. And that frog said, "Oh my goodness, they're singing about me. Oh yes, they're singing about me, and they're drinking free strawberry pop. They're eating free soda crackers. They're partying all because of me, because I am the greatest frog that ever was." And he puffed up with pride, and he puffed up with pride, and he puffed up with pride until boing, that frog exploded. Well, the men and the women and the children, all the farm animals went flying up in the air. The roof of the general store went everywhere. Oh, there were soda crackers everywhere. And everybody landed back down on their farms right where they were supposed to be. People at the table, animals in the barn. And the next day, feeling a little bit embarrassed and foolish, they decided that they would go back into town to the general store. All they found was bits of roof, broken strawberry soda pop bottles, cracker crumbs everywhere. And someone said, my goodness, there is nothing left of that conceited, foolish frog except this song. So we might as well sing it again. Ready? Way down south in the Yankety-Yank, a bullfrog jumped from bank to bank just because he'd nothing better for to do. He stubbed his toe and he fell into the water. You could hear him holler for a mile and a quarter just because he'd nothing better for to do. Yeah. Good job, everybody. Thanks for telling that with me. I hope you'll go tell that story to somebody this week. It's called The Foolish Frog. You can find it in a book, too, by Pete Seeger. I thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time.